So we're told that this has a radius 8 and it turns at 1 revolution per minute. So it changes its angle at a rate of 1 revolution. So that's 360 or 2 pi in radians. So 2 pi radians per minute. So that's its rate. So if I look at theta, and so this would be 2 pi t plus c, and just remember when t equals 0, we're told it starts, so it's starting over here at t equals 0, that way's our north-south here. So I know it seems funny. So that's a 0 angle, so we've got at t equals 0, theta equals 0, therefore you can see that c will be 0 as well. So theta equals 2 pi t. Now why do we need that? We're going to use it up here. So this this angle here being theta and this being 8, this is x, this is y. We know that when we do cos theta, can't always hide, we get x on 8. So x is 8 cos theta, and we know theta is 2 pi t, so that's 8 cos 2 pi t. Same thing for sine theta, we get y on 8. So y is equal to a sine theta, and theta is 2 pi t. So we get the equations we're looking for. All right, so knowing that, what do we want to do now? All right, we want to find expressions for x dot, y dot, etc., etc. All right, so let's go from x and from y. So let me just get rid of that. So here's my x equation, here's my y equation. So x dot would be, if I just differentiate with respect to t, so I get minus 16 pi sine 2 pi t. X double dot, if I differentiate that one with respect to t, I get minus 32 pi squared cos 2 pi t, because sine's going to cos. All right, so we want to put x back inside there. So remember x is 8 cos, so I'm going to put a minus 4 and that pi squared out the front. So factorise by that, that will give me the 8 cos 2 pi t that I'm looking for, because that's x. So I get minus 4 pi squared x, which is that equation we're looking for. All right, so let's do the same for y. So y is 8 sine 2 pi t. So y dot would be 16 pi cos 2 pi t. And y double dot would be minus 32. That'll be a pi squared sine 2 pi t. So again, we want an 8, so I'm going to factorise by minus 4 pi squared. So I've got an 8 sine 2 pi t, and that gives me minus 4 pi squared, and that is y. And that is that equation. All right, so let's look at C then. So for C, we're looking at some ratios, and we're going to use the equations that we've got for x, for y, x dot, y dot, etc. So let me just write x under here. I should have written it before. And y here. And get rid of these ones. All right. So first of all, we want to find how far in radians. So we want theta. So each of these equations, remember we put in theta equals 2 pi t. So I'm really looking at each of these equations where that is now theta instead. Okay, so I want theta to be there. So the first one I'm going to use is x to y. So look at these two. Whichever one has a sign I want on top, because it's going to make a tan. So x and y here. So I'm going to put y on top. So I'm going to put y on x, and in this case it will be 1 on root 3. And So y in this case is 8 sine theta. So 8 sine theta on x is 8 cos theta. So you can see that's just going to be tan theta because the 8's going to cancel there. So tan theta equals 1 on root 3. And we know tan 30 is 1 on root 3, so that's pi on 6. Where else does it happen as we go around a full revolution? That would be the third quadrant, which is pi plus the pi on 6. So our two answers are going to be pi on 6 and 7 pi on 6. All right, so they're that's two places the wheel could have turned to have that ratio. All right, in the first revolution, so between 0 and 2 pi. All right, now we want x dot and y dot. Now when you're doing x dot and y dot, if we have a look at them, these two here, the sign is I'm looking at the wrong one, should be looking at x dot and y dot, which is that one. So the sign here is the x, so I'm going to do x on y for this one. So x on y, am I looking at the right one? Yep, x on y is negative root 3 on 1, so I've got negative root 3. But it also equals minus 16 pi sine theta on 16 pi cos theta. So you can see there we're going to get a minus tan theta. Hopefully you can see that. So we're really solving for where tan theta equals root 3. And the two places on that first revolution is 60, so pi on 3. And again, pi plus 60, so we've got 4 pi on 3. They're the two places. All right, so for the third one, we're looking at, we're just going to make y dot equal, x dot equal y dot. All right, so now I don't need these. All right, so we've got minus 16 pi sine theta has to equal 16 pi cos theta. So you can see here we're going to get tan theta and we're going to get negative 1. So where does that happen? Between 0 and 2 pi at 3 pi on 4 and 7 pi on 4.